This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This your boy Black Megas, and I was debating on doing this video because I was trying to save the individual publisher conferences, kind of like in a whole one-shot deal. But I figured, why not just do it today, especially since these conferences are going to be so spread out. Why Electronic Arts decided to kick off E3 on the Saturday preceding everybody by themselves with nothing else going on is beyond me, but they did. So E3 is officially started. We have gotten to see some new stuff, mainly stuff that we expected to see, but it's still a start. That's the best I could say. The whole EA presentation was an EA presentation. That's just my overall quick take on the conference. They do way too much in trying to build this big presentation of these speeches and talking up things and having people present certain things, trying to inject a lot of star power, quote unquote, to carry their product. And it's funny because you could tell even during the FIFA section where they brought out these guys, I forget the name of them, but they do a soccer podcast, and they've talked to a lot of famous people, so they're well known in the soccer community. But you can tell even from their dialogue, they were just basically like, yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Y'all just got us up here doing this capering for what? Okay, whatever, we're getting paid, I guess. It's just, I would prefer if they just showed their material instead of trying to give these drawn out just pieces of fluff. I don't know, and it's what takes some of the enjoyment away from the EA's press conference, on top of the fact that you're gonna pretty much get a cyclable showcase at that. You saw Madden, you saw FIFA. They talked about Battlefield DLC, which looked very, very cool. Battlefront, which has already been announced, but they had to show more gameplay of that. All right, cool. I'm with it. It looks good. They gave a little more insight on what's going to be in the game, the content, who's going to be in it, things like that. All right, cool. New Need for Speed was shown. Payback, which looks okay. But it's just, for me, NBA Live, of course. They had to show that. Didn't really say much. It's like, with all these long, drawn-out spoken presentations, they don't really say much. They take the flow of the conference and just disrupt it. So when you get big moments like A Way Out, the co-op adventure that they showed where you're two guys breaking out of prison and traversing across the country on some type of story, you don't really get too hyped because it comes out of nowhere after they do, again, another long drawn-out presentation. They had the lead director come out, had him give a speech before they show more gameplay. It's like, I don't need to hear all this talking. You could just show me the game. You can give me a brief overview of what's going on. Boom. Keep it moving. Show new material. That's not how EA works. They have to, grandstand and bring out, the woman who's playing the new lead protagonist. Protagonist / antagonist, however you want to look at it, from Battlefront 2, with stormtroopers and all that, and she just talks on for 10-15 minutes before they decide to show the multiplayer gameplay of Battlefront 2, which was again another grand production because they had three people do a shoutcast over it, who introduced themselves, who talked up the multiplayer before actually showing the multiplayer. It's just like, come on, guys. Most people come to watch these conferences just to see what you're bringing, what's coming to the table. You don't need to keep talking it up. Show it. Let the visuals hit us first, then maybe afterwards give a brief overview and move on to the next thing. I can't stress how Electronic Arts' way of presentation is just dumb. It's just very, very dumb. It didn't leave a big impression on me. I mean, again, I like the way out. I'm sitting here talking now and just realizing they actually had BioWare show a small snippet of their upcoming game, Anthem, but that almost got lost in the mix because, again, showing that brief clip, they're on stage talking up the fact that it's going to utilize things on the Xbox Scorpio, and they're mentioning teraflops, and this goes on for about 5 minutes. Like, you just spent 5 minutes to build up to a 30-second fucking trailer. What are you doing, EA? Shut the fuck up. That's how I really, really felt. And I'm sorry, forgive my language, forgive my frustration, but that's the problem with EA to me. They just can never deliver on a great presentation. That's why I am actually glad that they decided to move themselves and separate themselves. I think EA Play is a great idea from the standpoint of you create a venue where people could come and get hands-on experience with the games. But the press presentation, they could totally do without, unless they're going to modify it and make it into something that's just a lot more sensible. It's just not a sensible format the way they do it to me. But hey, that's just me. Some people may really enjoy listening to all of them talk before they get to see 1-2 minutes of gameplay maybe, or a trailer. I mean, good lord. Even during the Battlefront thing, after Homegirl came on and introduced Battlefront, they go to a dev's diary where they're continually talking about the game. Like, come on, you could post that on your YouTube channel or something. I just wanted to see the game. I didn't need the dev commentary. It's just, I don't know, but pretty much that's all you saw. Yeah, you saw Madden, saw NBA Live, which, meh. You saw FIFA. They're building upon the story on FIFA. They also inject this story into Madden, so that's their whole new deal, is to making a more fleshed out story mode. Didn't really get that much details on other stuff as well. So if you're looking for more details, I guess you could watch the after show of the EA Play conference that's going on right now. What else? You got to see A Way Out, which looks cool, interesting, nice co-op adventure. One of the few pure co-op experiences out there. You can't play it without someone else, so that's probably going to deter a lot of people, because as much as people love multiplayer, cooperative play isn't a big thing outside of maybe the sports realm. And even then, you have a lot of games, including sports games, where people can lone wolf it and make the experience less cooperative than it should be. So we'll see how they get over that hump and make this appealing, because it could be a very interesting adventure game to play. Like I said, the little snippet of Anthem, we'll see more at Microsoft's conference, because they're aligning it as a way of promoting the Scorpio. Pretty much that's what you got from the talk about the Scorpio and teraflops. And then you got the Battlefront stuff. You got news of the Battlefield 1 DLC, which looks cool. That's pretty much it. So I think this video is probably a representation of what we go through with EA, because I feel like for 10 minutes I've wasted you guys' time talking about little to nothing. But I just had to vent on this, and that's why I did this. But anyway, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.